Hello, this is week 5 for LAC 230. For this week's discussion, I spent some time reflecting on how art functions in places of worship and what spaces in my own life feel sacred. Since this is a world art course, I try to think not just about the spiritual side of things, but how visual culture, like color, imagery, materials, and design shapes the way we experience the space. With my personal experience with art and worship spaces is pretty limited. I didn't really grow up attending church, especially where I was too into elaborative artwork. So it wasn't something that stood out to me when I was younger. But then when I started working in healthcare, working in Lutheran hospitals, you sit back and you look at artwork like that. I have not stepped foot in a church since I was really little. So I really don't know anything beyond like the hospital setting. But I will try and get through this as best as I can. Places of worship are not just really for religious reasons, but sometimes just out of curiosity or appreciation for the culture. Like the outside of the buildings. Go with that. So one thing I've noticed in different atmospheres becomes when worship spaces uses art intentionally, even something as simple as stained glass windows, which I really love, can completely transform the environment. The way the colored lights spill across the floor or changes throughout the day adds a sense of calmness and reverberance that you didn't really get from plain walls. It creates that feeling that you stepped out of everyday routinely and into place designs for reflection. What stands out to me is that the art isn't just decoration, it's symbolic. It tells stories, guides behavior, and shapes the emotional tone of the room. You can see this across cultures, like Hindu temples filled with layered carvings, Islamic mosques with geometric patterns, Christian cathedrals with dramatic vertical lines and stained glass. Even if you don't practice a certain religion, you can still feel the power of the space. Because my own worship background has been so simple, whether I do encounter art in sacred spaces now, I find it moving. I would actually love to experience more of it. I imagine it would deepen the emotional impact of worship by giving you something visual to connect with, something that helps you focus or sparks of a sense of wonder. As for the spaces that feel sacred to me, I realize that not all sacredness has to be religious. So, anyway, it's almost at my 4-minute mark, so have a good week 5.